Okay, so a very good morning to everyone joining this session. Welcome to Research Enhanced Workshop Series 2023. So today we have with us a very outstanding speaker, Dr. Thavamaran, who will be presenting on Fundamental of Literature Review, Contribution Diagram Inspired Journey. And just a brief introduction on the speaker. So as we can see, Dr. Tawa, he is an outstanding presenter. Okay, he is a consultant and also an expert in academic writing. And besides that, he is also a very active researcher with outstanding grants and a series of journals published in high impact. So if you see, this is just a brief introduction on Dr. Thavamaran. So I believe the words can describe his achievement. So for this session, just a reminder to all of you, I think we are in good hand because Dr. Tawa will always manage the session. He will answer the question as it goes. So just a reminder, at 11:30 a.m., we will actually release the feedback. Okay, so to all of you, please read that, all right? So yes, okay, so Dr. Tawa, I pass the session to you. Okay, all right, thanks.
All right. Thank you, Mandy. All right, participants. Okay, everyone can hear me clearly, right? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay, all right, fantastic. Okay, before we get started, okay, usually I think USM we will have about at least 100 plus. I think we are almost there. So please kindly share about this class to all your friends and colleagues. Get them to come and join. Because if they miss out on this class, they won't be able to follow the rest. Okay, we still have class 3 and class 4. Okay, they won't be able to follow. So here is the joining link. Please share this with all your colleagues, all your friends, all the group, WhatsApp, Telegram, wherever lah. Okay, that you have USM students or you students from any other universities, if they want to join to learn about our second class, okay, they can do so. Okay, so example, if you never joined my first class, today will be a bit of, it won't be that much of a trouble, but I'll try to recap whatever we did last class, but not entirely. Martin, can you please mute your mic, Martin? Okay, and San Xiao Juan also, please mute your mic. So I've shared the link in the chat box. Please share it across to all your colleagues and friends. Okay, San Xiao Juan, mute your mic. San Xiao Juan. Okay, so today, let me also change my view. Presentation. Okay, all right. So today we are at our second class. Okay. At our second class, we are in quarter two. Quarter two almost finishing already. July will be quarter 3 already. April, May, June. Yeah, correct. So today we are going to look into fundamentals of literature review, contribution diagram, inspired journey. So this is part 1. So for those who don't attend today's class, it'll be very, very tough to follow the 3rd and the 4th classes. Okay. So I'm going to skip this. We will catch up with time. I'm going to skip this also. Let's go to participation. So for those who join me today, please participate 100%. If you're doing anything else, please keep all of that aside. Okay, you can switch off your whatever else you're doing lah. Okay, you're doing your work, your meeting, whatever. Put that aside because this class won't be repeated this whole year. Not even probably next year. Okay, probably only the year after that. So keep everything aside. Give your unparalleled attention here. Okay, and I want keyboard warriors. That means ask any questions you want to discuss. You can discuss all of that in the chat box. Okay. Okay. For those who are joining my class for the first time, Okay, never join any of my Facebook live classes before this. Okay, please let me know in the chat box. If all of you know where it is, then it's okay. I won't show you. But if you do know that I have around 129 important classes related to thesis, publication, journal, proposal writing, chapter writing, and so on my Facebook playlist. If you don't know, please comment in the chat box. I'll let you know where to go and find those in the chat box. Huh? Okay. All right. So people, okay, students still don't know where to find it. No problem. Anyone else who don't know? Okay. All right. No problem. So if you go to Facebook, which is this, okay, everyone knows this definitely. So let me go to my Facebook page. This is my Facebook page. Here I give you the link. All right. So you can click that link. Come on to my Facebook. Okay. The link is given in the chat box. Huh? Okay. Once you arrive here, you can get a lot of resources here. Okay, a lot of course, funny stuff, and as well as a lot of important papers. Like these papers, this particular paper is very, very important. So we can see the amount of likes and the amount of shares. Almost 4,000 likes and almost 1,500, more than 1,500 shares already. So this is a very, very good paper. All right, so people want to read it. And a lot more notes that we share, research paper outline, how to start your research paper, my Insta videos, types of research papers that you can write, what is actually the research paper, difference between those, for those who have confusion on those, how to write the research proposal. This also is a very, very highly reached paper. That means very, very helpful. So if you want to always know what we post, what we share on daily basis, this one we share on daily basis, a lot of resources. So very simple. You can click follow button here. As soon as you come in, you can click follow button here. So click this follow button. Once you click the follow button, click on it again. Okay, click on it again and select favorites. Okay, favorites. Why select favorites? Because then whenever I go live or whenever we publish new Facebook live classes or whenever we share new notes, it might come up on your news feed. Might. Okay, if you never select, it won't even come. But if you click, it might come. Okay, so make sure you do that lah. This follow button. Okay, and if you see here under featured column here, we also have events. This one are all upcoming classes. Okay, tomorrow we have a class literature review. This Wednesday we have the second class, also literature review. So for those who want to join, you can join also. These are all free. Okay, all of these are free. So if you're free, tomorrow 1:30 p.m. You can join. So you can just click here and you can register. You can say going. If you click going, that means you'll go lah. So you might be notified lah that this class is going to happen. Okay, so that is how you can go to events. And then for all the previous classes, you can just click more and click videos and you'll basically arrive here. Okay, so scroll down, you can see free writing tutorials by Dr. Tawa, 129 videos. If you click see all, you can see all the videos like this one I did, I think 2 weeks ago, very hot video, how to publish in high impact journal. So fast high impact journal publishing. 3.3K views already. So you can, for academia field, a tutorial that is considered very, very high views. Okay, because not many do PhD again. So structuring thesis chapters 1 to 5, questionnaire instrument design, review journal writing before proposal defense, reading. This is the first class. Okay, this is the 50% or half of the first class that I conducted at USM. Okay, so you can click this and watch later after the class so that you know what happened in the first class. Okay, and so on and so forth. So you can find all this here, all about paraphrasing, literature review with Scopus, literature review with Web of Science. Okay, someone is talking. Ibrahim, can you mute, please? Okay, right. Okay, so those are the things you can go and watch. And not only that, we also have a lot of free templates on our Telegram group. Loads of free templates. Okay, template 1, 2, 3 until 14, I think, so far. So how to summarize a literature review, where to go and look for papers, literature review, literature search databases, all these work were shared in the first class. I explained about this template in the first class. So if you miss the first class, you can check with Manmeet, Dr. Manmeet, where to find the recorded version. In case if you don't watch on Facebook Live, you can also check with USM, where is the recorded video. You can rewatch it again. And today we are going to use this template, critical literature review template. And there are a lot, problem statement template, literature review background writing, literature matrix, systematic literature review. This will be used in the next class. This will be used in the third class. Okay? And then we have proposal, defense, viva questions, full thesis table of content, pilot study process. This one was used in the first class. Databases hierarchy for literature review. Okay. So where to go and download all this? Who is not in the Telegram group yet? Who has not joined my Telegram group yet? Because all the templates are in the Telegram group. Please let me know in the chat box. Okay, all right, no problem. So what you can do, you can go to this link, which I'm going to give it to you now. You can go to this particular link. Okay, click this link. You will basically arrive here, external site. Just click continue. So basically you will come here. Okay, these are all my resources. Dr. Tawa resources. Make sure first thing you do, subscribe above right. You click the subscribe button. You just enter your email. Click these two, agree, and subscribe. Okay, why? Because whenever I display or I publish new class, I can notify you. So in case Facebook don't notify you, you can also get notified here from here. So make sure you subscribe here lah. So this is the class tomorrow and day after tomorrow on Facebook Live. These are all the previous classes, recorded classes. You can just click and watch if you want to. So if you click that, you can see the recording here. And these are all our services. How to complete thesis and publications. You can request for the journal and templates here. This is journal templates here also. This is my TikTok channel, which is getting very good traction nowadays. You can click and follow me also. Our Facebook group. This is the Telegram group. So if you click this, you can join here. 13,489 members. You can click view in Telegram and then join here. So I'll give you 1 minute to do that first. For those who haven't joined, click the link, go to my Telegram group first. Once you already joined, let me know. I'll show you where to find the templates or how to find the templates. No, I was talking here. No, not to you guys. Okay. Farhana for TikTok. Or show the link. Okay. The link is basically this. Okay. The link is basically this. No problem, Azhar. Sorry, I was talking here. So this is the Telegram group. Just click here. Wait, let me give you the link again. You can click this particular link. Okay, click this particular link. And then you can join here. Okay. Once you arrive inside the Telegram group, which will be here, you can click search. In the search, just type template. Template ni, we got a lot. Okay, we got a lot. Just scroll down. Example here, templates, all the templates. You can see problem statement template, SRI inclusion template. Many of the students here probably know this already. For those new joiners, this is how you go and find it lah. Literature review summary, critical literature review, all these things lah. So you can download and use it. Templates, I'll tag it for you guys also. Templates for USM. Okay. And as you can observe here, I also answer questions whenever I have time. This is a Telegram group, not Telegram channel. That means it is not 100% meant for marketing. This is meant for like as a forum. But this is the biggest forum now lah in Telegram, 13,000 members, which at any given time will have minimum 900 to 1,000 plus people online. That means very good platform to collect data, very good platform to ask questions, very good platform to share knowledge and participate, and so on and so forth. Not for promo, but for your own research use. I will allow it. Okay, I will allow it. So go and join here. It's a very effective group. I hope it will benefit you lah. So you can ask questions along the way. Okay, you can ask a lot of questions like this. Okay. So that is that. I hope you all already joined ready. If you still haven't joined, let me know. Make sure you all guys always save that Linktree link lah. Okay, Linktree link, and you can get all. Another thing I forgot to show. This link also will take you to all the free video classes. If you click this button here, it will take you to all the free video classes also, which is here. Okay, there are a lot of classes here. Even time planning, even thesis problem statement, chapter 1 writing, and so on and so forth. Journal writing, conceptual framework design, literature matrix design, review paper writing, systematic review, all sort of things lah. You can find it here. And then you can also download some of the notes here. And this is my YouTube channel. And make sure that you subscribe so that you are the first one to know about new content. Okay, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe button is here. Sorry, it's here. Okay, so I think all of you already joined. So today we are having a couple of things I'm going to share, very, very important ones. Firstly, I'm going to start with fundamentals of literature review, which is an extension to what I did in the first class. Leave it here. Thanks. Okay, then we are going to look at Web of Science and Google Scholar searches. Okay, for the first time in any of my classes, I'm going to show you how to use Google Scholar efficiently. Okay, how to use it properly. I don't think any of my previous classes, even on Facebook Live, also I never shown before how to use Google Scholar effectively. And then I'm going to show you Web of Science. I shown a bit of this in the last class. I think, did I? Yeah, I shown a bit of it. Today I'm going to show deeper how to use Web of Science database. And I believe USM got access to it, which is fantastic for you guys lah. And then thesis and literature development workflow, literature chapter structure. After literature chapter, strategizing for publications. Okay, how to structure. So this one will connect us to the class number 3. So this is like a preview lah, like a preview what we're going to do in the class number 3. Okay, so for those who never joined my first class, okay, for those who never joined my first class, who never joined my first class with USM, please kindly let me know in the chat box. Okay, in case if you never joined my first class, you can do 2 things. One, you can ask Dr. Manmeet for the recording, because very, very, very important for you to watch the first class so that you can understand everything that is going on today. First thing. Or if you don't get, if you cannot access the recording, just in case, you can go to the playlist here and watch this class. This is half of it. How to read a Web of Science Q1 paper. The class with USM was 2 hours. Was 2 hours. This one is only around 1 hour. So it's only half of it lah. Okay, so you can watch it here. In case if you don't get the recording from Dr. Manmeet, in case if she don't have it anymore. But I think usually they'll put it on YouTube, but I'm not so sure. You can try checking with her. Okay, so before we start, a bit of ice breaking to all of you. Okay, so that we can get to know where you guys from, which faculty. That's very, very important for today's class. So please let me know your name, whether you're doing PhD or masters, and whether you're from USM or any other universities, and what is your subject area. Okay, I believe today is fully from USM lah. Okay, what is your subject area is very, very important for me to know. Name, PhD or master, subject area. In the chat box, let's go. Okay, all right. Cryptology, wow. That is some impressive area. So, who's on that PhD? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Communication spool. Okay. All right. So it's quite a mix. I can see a lot of physics, lots of engineering, very interesting engineering area. My background was engineering as well. Now no more. I did telecoms and physics as well, but now more on management, social sciences, and so on. Okay, all right, very good. Thank you very much. So now we know it's a very good mix. Okay, today's class, it's fundamentals of literature review, contribution diagram inspired journey. Okay, so what it means by contribution diagram inspired journey? This is what known as in contribution diagram. Okay, at least this is what I did in my thesis lah. Okay, this is what I did in my thesis. So why did I have this in my thesis? What is this diagram? Okay, after my PhD, before my Viva, since I had quite a lot of publications, I think I had about 12 publications in my PhD. So all of those are contributions lah. So my supervisor wanted me to develop a diagram. Doesn't matter how bad it looks. This one looks very bad, I know. He wants me to inform the examiners immediately with a diagram. Okay, how am I contributing to knowledge? Okay, how am I contributing? How did my PhD contribute to new knowledge? Why is that important? Because that is all PhD. That is all PhD is about. Nothing else. Okay, contribution to knowledge. So what PhD or master's are both also. What are you contributing? Coursework is a different story. Masters by coursework is a different story. But when you say about masters by research, end of the day is still contribution to knowledge. Okay, so this is the diagram that I formed from my main topic. Okay, my main problem that I wanted to solve, which is broken down into subsequent areas to solve this bigger problem. These are all smaller areas, sub areas that are solved, and this contributed. You see the legend here. These are all contributed area. All this. Okay, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 contribution areas, which resulted in 12 publication lah in my PhD. So, why is this important? See, sometimes we hear the word literature review so much. We hear people, supervisor asked to do, workshop asked to do, people teaching asked to do, your colleagues asked to do, examiners asked to do. You keep hearing the same name. End up you don't even know why you're doing why you're doing literature review. What is the sole purpose of doing literature review? Literature review, end of the day, should get you here. Here. Should get you here. Okay, this is what literature review should result in. So if you don't know where is your end game, why you're doing what you're doing, end of the day, this is what you need. Now, in order to arrive here, you need to do very, very rigorous and strong critical and creative literature review. Okay. So this is the end goal. To reach the orange boxes, you need a problem. Yes, all of this is one problem, right? Every orange boxes or yellow boxes like here, these are all one particular problem that I solved. Okay, and to formulate a problem, you need literature to expose a gap. What literature will tell you in this case? Literature will tell you that no one did this before. No one solved this problem before. No one actually looked into this before. So that will give you the edge to go and investigate, to contribute. Excuse me. Even after exposing a gap, okay, you still need literature to support your solution. So you already exposed a gap. You know there is a gap under this area. You know there is a gap. After you solve the solution, to prove that solution actually works and actually meets or further enhance whatever people did before you, you need literature to support your solution. So now let's begin the journey of fundamentals of literature review. So you know, end of the day, your end goal is this. Whether you draw a diagram, excuse me, sorry. Okay, so whether you draw a diagram, whether you want to put that into a section, contributions of knowledge, so you just write down all your knowledge contribution, it is up to you. Whether you want diagram or contribution knowledge is totally up to you. But this is your motivation. This is what you want to achieve end of the day. Okay? Now, I think Hazika is very nice. She shared the previous class recording link, so all of you can have a look at it. That is from the YouTube. All right? Okay, so now before we get into all the mumbo jumble of literature review, we need to know the basics, very, very basic, which a lot of people don't know, okay, which maybe they forget along the way. There are three types of literature, you know, that you go and find, Elsevier paper, newspaper, online website, all these things. So that those literature are defined into three areas: primary sources, secondary sources, tertiary sources. Primary is very simple. That is the original source of a particular literature. Not interpreted, not redefined, not repackaged, not reinterpreted by other literature or authors. Okay? So it's not interpreted by anyone else. This is the first, or this is the most important contribution in that area. So primary sources presents new results, findings, discoveries. Well-known materials are empirical journal, technical reports, theses, patents, and conference papers. Usually empirical journals, usually empirical technical reports, all these are primary sources. Then you have secondary sources. Secondary sources is an extension of the primary sources, extended version. So any developmental work that cites primary sources. So generally add values, reviews, re-evaluate or evaluate and reanalyze primary sources. So that can be review articles, can be empirical papers also, can be indexes and bibliographies. These are all secondary sources. So that's why sometimes you can see blah, 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 blah. Then they'll have a citation. They'll call Tawa et al. And then they'll have another Tawa et al. 2010. Then they'll have another Tawa et al. Example 2009. That means this is the first paper, this is the extended paper, this is the current paper they're citing now. So maybe this information was directly taken from here, but since this information is developed from here, and that information was developed from here. So they cite all of it. Actually, sometimes we only cite this. We don't cite all this. Reviewers might ask when you sign a paper publication. Your supervisor might ask, where you got this from? Where is the origin of this? Or your examiners might ask. That's why you can see sometimes people keep adding. It is the requirement sometimes. And this particular citing style is not um, the only right way. Okay, it's contextual basis. Academia is contextual basis. Okay, so some people, they want to cite everything. Got 6 citation related, cite all of it. Some people will say no need, cite the first one and the last one only enough. That means this is the first one, and this is the least recent one, and this is the first one. So it depends on who you get. Okay, it depends on who is evaluating you. So to be safe, cite a few. Okay, cite a few if it's related. Okay, if it is related. So then you have tertiary sources. This one I already explained already. Tertiary sources is the ones that are not really important. Not really important. Okay. So it further compiles or develop work from primary source and secondary source that becomes a published work. So well-known materials are textbooks, encyclopedias, fact books, guides, and handbooks. This is like the list you have to cite, the list of the list. Okay. Then you have hierarchy of literature. Okay, hierarchy of literature, how to distribute references in a thesis or paper. So I already told you, these are the sources. Now, how do you distribute them? How many percent you must have? Okay, example, 80% of it, of your references, whether in publication or in thesis or your proposal, must come from journal articles. Most important ones, Web of Science, Scopus, PubMed, ABDC. Okay, this one covers all subject areas, social science lah, engineering lah, physics lah, medical lah, everything. Same goes to Scopus also. PubMed is more relevant to medical. ABDC is more relevant to business, economics, finance, accountancy, and so on. Okay, but these are the 4 very well-known ones. There are more. You have ERA, these are all lesser significant ones like ERA. You have got a few more. Okay, these are all lesser significant ones, but these 4 are the most significant ones. Then you have conference articles, good conference articles. Okay, solid conferences. And official reports, which are in the form of policies, white papers, government documents. When I say conference articles, you might be wondering, good one means which one is good one? If you talk about postgraduate conference, not really there, okay, because it is basically a training arena for postgraduates. You don't really get extremely strong papers there. I'm talking about papers that are presented in the US, in Japan, those top-notch conferences where you have people like Tesla, you have people like NVIDIA, people like consulting from Boston Consulting Group. They're coming to publish papers, share knowledge, and so on. Those are top-notch conferences. Okay, top universities, Stanford, Cambridge, Oxford. They go and publish. They go to the conferences. Those are the kind of conferences that are usually groundbreaking and very hard to get acceptance. I'm talking about those kind of conferences, not the money-making conferences or, just hobby-wise conferences or just traveling conferences, not those. Okay? Then you have 15%. What is 15%? Non-indexed journals, books, edited books. This one is the least lah. Books are very, very least. Don't think that they are great item. They are actually, formerly, they probably were journals that were curated into books. Usually. So the information in the books might be very, very old. So might not be very, very, timely for references. Then 5% you have news articles that are highly credible, websites that are highly credible, CNN, BBC, World Bank, IMF, Computer Science Institute, whatever lah. So those kind of websites or news articles. This must be strongly excluded. No percentage, no Wikipedia, no predatory journals, non-reliable news sources and websites. No way. Okay, that shouldn't be included. Okay. So before we go to the next segment, what are the classes you should go and watch? Hazika already kindly shared the link already, so you can go and watch there. But the shorter version of that can also be found on my Facebook Live. And then for those who are still struggling with their proposal, make sure you go and watch this class. Writing PhD Master's Research Proposal. We are in month 6. That means we are already halfway through the entire year. Okay, that means your time planning must buck up now. If you're going slow, you're moving slow, you cannot focus yet, you're not there yet, still, procrastinating, opening the thesis file or proposal file looking blank, go and watch your time planning class. Make sure you go and watch. And then these are some of important classes for those who already exceed PhD 3 years. Or you want to plan early to not exceed 3 years, go and watch this class. PhD after time, can you sustain? And then for those part-time students, this is an important class for you. PhD strategies for part-time students. These are all podcasts with my consultees who already finished PhD and moved on very well in their life. So go and check out with them. And then finding research gap. For those who still cannot find research gap, this is an important class for you guys. Okay, next one is Web of Science and Google Scholar searches. Very, very important. Very, very important. If some of your friends still haven't joined, please remind them to come and join now. This is an important section they should not miss. Okay, so this is part 2. That means the part 1 I already done in the previous class, which the YouTube link is given. Make sure you go and watch that. In the first class, I taught the students how to be creative and not only be critical. Because sometimes no matter how critical you be, you cannot find the research gap. Not necessarily you can find. Because it is been so widely exploited that there is no more gap. Okay, example, this particular topic looking at retention and development. So you got retention and where is the website for this page or the video? Which video? You can Zhang Shi, oh, maybe you just joined. So here is the link, Zhang. Okay, if you want to invite your friends, then how do we do that? I think you can copy meeting link. Okay, so here. For those who want to invite their friends, this is the link. Okay, so we are looking at, let me rewrite this. Okay, so we have retention and development. Okay, what is retention? What is development? We are talking about Gen Y employees here. No problem, Zhang. Gen Y employees means, not means. Why Gen Y employees? Because they tend to jump jobs very, 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 very quickly. Okay, very quickly. So that causes a big problem in the industrial ecosystem. People come in, you train them 3 months, 6 months, they leave. People come in, you train them 5 months, after 2 or 3 months, they leave. You know, this is all causing a big turnover and causing disruption in business, which is not good. Disruption in business is disruption in economics, disruption in, global growth, a lot of disruption. Okay, so this is a big problem in the entire generation, which has a lot of literature to support. Okay, however, when you look at this particular topic, many people already critically evaluate. Okay, all they tell is how employers must improve, employers must do that, employees must do this, employees must do a lot of things. How much things can an employer do? Especially SMEs, small enterprises, micro companies. How much can they do? Okay, they have very finite income, very finite services or products, and they have to grow. Okay, and if all their resources are spent into retaining and developing all the employees, how are they going to grow the business? So this, if you look at this critically, this particular topic, okay, they only talk about employers. Okay, that means, let's say USM, they talk about how USM, what can they do to keep their workers or their workforce, not workers, their workforce. So they talk about retention, you must give more benefit, you must give more development, you must give more money, you must give more of everything lah. So when I look at this, I want to find a new problem on the same landscape. What can employers do? When I see, when I investigate, I do literature review, there's nothing more we can do already. So how to develop a study in this area? So when I want to penetrate, I cannot penetrate. There is no space to penetrate, no matter how critical I am. So that is where we bring in creative thinking. So rather than looking at that only at one dimensional, I look at it at multi-dimensional. I look at different angles. I be creative. What different angle I meant here? I don't want to look at employees anymore. I want to look at it from employer point of view. Okay, what are they going through? Because of these characteristics, what are they facing? What are the problems they are facing? So with that, I came up with this. I applied creative observations. Okay, that means I don't look at critical anymore. I look at creativity. I look at new item. For an example, at the time where we don't need iPhone, let's say about 15 years ago, when iPhone came out, humans never die without iPhone. You know, they were still okay. But still, iPhone came in, there was a creativity there, no more criticality, creativity. They shifted the whole paradigm, entire humanity shifted. That is called creativity. It's no more critical. Critical means existing BlackBerry, we keep improving until a certain point cannot improve already. So you see now, BlackBerry died. Okay. So now we need to look at, now iPhone is coming to saturation. So they come up with new Googles and so on and so forth. So this is creativity. It's no more criticality. Critical is only within that phase. When you go out of that dimension, it's already being creative. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I have my creative observation one. So when we talk so much about boosting Gen Y, we're putting all the pressure on employees. Employers. How much they're going to sustain? We put so much of pressure into them, end up they'll close the business and go. These people who jumping jobs won't get jobs anymore. So end up what they do, they write Food Panda, Grab, and all these things. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not a good thing for economical and technological advancement. Then humanity will become stagnant. All right. So my investigation is, what would be the impact on organization or employers by giving special care or special perils to Gen Y, all the specialty, because this is a new problem. This is not a problem that employers faced when they had Gen X or baby boomers, because baby boomers very loyal. They stayed 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years also they will stay. Okay? They won't jump every 6 months or 1 year. And the Gen Y doesn't know how bad it looks on them when they jump 6 months, 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 6 months, 1 year. It looks very bad on you. Very, very bad. Okay? So we want to investigate that. So then I build search string. SS we call it. Okay, search string. So that search string must include keywords. These are all keywords. And must include Boolean operators. And then you'll have all other symbols lah. You'll have a quotation mark lah. You can have asterisk lah. Many different things are there lah that you can include. Okay. Now, before we go on exploring all the Boolean operators, we want to see what happens if you don't use those. Okay. I'm going to show you how this Google Scholar is down the line, the slides, but I'll show you now itself lah. Okay, Google Scholar. I'm going to search organizational impact, Gen Y, millennials. Okay, before that, let me also explain for those who never joined the first class lah. Why did I take organizational impact? Because I want to see, by giving all the special care, what happens to them with respect to Generation Y or millennials, because they are both interchangeable terms. Gen Y also known as millennials, millennials also known as Gen Y. So we use both so that we don't miss out on the related or relevant articles. Okay. Now, if I search as it is, organizational impact, Gen Y, millennials. How many articles can you guys see here? Is this readable? 14,000 articles. Will you guys be able to read all 14,000 articles to investigate this area? Let's say this is your PhD area and you search like this, and the numbers comes up huge like this. Numbers come up huge like this. 14,000, 50,000, 100,000. Will you be able to read all these papers? Please let me know in the chat box. Exactly. Okay. So, and another problem with this is, maybe we will read the first page, second page, or third page. And the paper that we need might be placed in the 100th page or maybe 1,000th page, maybe not at the beginning. So then what happens? We will tell, we never get literature. No literature. I tried reading and searching, cannot get literature. And what happens? I cannot find gap. And what happens? The PhD will get dragged and dragged. Every time you go back, super, I say, go improve literature review. Go and see and go improve literature review. Go back with the proposal, go improve literature review. Not critical. I cannot find any problem here, any issue here. So that is the problem. how to solve this problem. Over here, we use Boolean operators and all other relevant operators. We can use that, but if you don't know how to use it, we can also use at-once search. How many of you here don't know about at-once search? How many of you never used before? Don't even know its existence? On Google Scholar lah. Okay. I ask questions like this so that you continue engaging here and you don't get distracted. So keep answering, keep communicating, keep engaged so that you will learn all the key information today. All right. So don't take your hands away from your keyboard or anything. So keep focused. All right. So with this at-once search, okay, you can do a lot of things. You see here, find articles with all of the words. That's why this is here with all of the words. That means any articles says the word organization, the article will come up. Whether it's talking about impact or millennials doesn't matter. The moment the article has the word organization, it will come up. And it can be also article with the word millennials. Millennials might come up. What is this? Okay. Millennials might come up. Maybe not even related to organization. Millennials about some other social issues. Not relevant. That's why you get 14,000. So how do you modify this? You use these functions. You want exact phrase. Okay. What is the exact phrase? You want organizational impact as the exact phrase. You want to make sure that the paper is related to organizational impact. This is your primary variable or primary keyword. All articles that you're going to search must be related to this. Okay, and then organization impact, the next anchoring keywords must be Gen Y or millennials. This is the primary keyword. You must go and search a domain on organizational impact. But organizational impact will talk about a lot of different things. Then you draw another 2 small circles inside that, which you further focus your magnet, must focus on Gen Y millennials. Okay. So Gen Y, here I put dash, and then I search. How many I get? 638. From 14,000, we just went to 638, which only these numbers are actually relevant. Maybe Gen Y is not such a very good keyword. Maybe we can put Generation Y. Okay, if I search now, I get 762, which is better. Okay, how many of you here don't use Boolean or special parameters? Okay, quotation mark, asterisk, and so on when you do searching. How many of you never done before? So you just go and type your keywords and you get tens of thousands of papers. End up you actually wasting time on a lot of papers that are not relevant. SLR for Google Scholar. So Google Scholar for SLR, I don't really encourage. Okay, I don't really, because it gives you a very low profile paper, very low quality paper also. We don't want that. When you do a systematic review, you want to make sure that you stick to Web of Science and Scopus standard papers. So that's why when I do systematic review and I write my own paper, I only use Web of Science Scopus as my database. If you're from medical area, you can do Google Scholar Scopus PubMed. Okay, if you're from business area, you can do ABDC, Google Scholar Scopus. Sorry, ABDC Web of Science Scopus. These 2 or 3 are enough. You don't need to do all the way Google Scholar. Google Scholar sometimes gives you predatory journals. It might. Okay, it might. So this makes a lot of difference. Now you might ask, but doctor, there is no N because you put N here. There is no N. It's okay. If I type N here, this is N, right? N function, organization impact, and millennials or Gen Y. Okay, so if I search, I still get the same result. Okay, because it's automatically applying N function already, automatically there already. These 2 are or, and this is already, these 2, either one of it are already end with organization impact. Or means either one, and means must have. This Generation Y and organization impact, or millennials and organizational impact. So you get 762 papers from 14,000. Okay, that is why you must do a very, very strong search string so that you don't waste your time. Even 762 papers is not easy to read, but at least now you know you have focused very well. Okay, see, millennials, retention, public sector, organizational impact. That means it's talking about that. Organizational learning, support preference, millennials, interpretive studies. So this is all related. So you know it's all related. Organizational is there, millennials is there. Okay, definitely related. Okay, I hope that is helpful for you guys. That's how you do Google Scholar. And if you want to go by latest papers, you just sort by date. Oh, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But what you can do to make your life easier, you can go advanced search. You want to do the latest references 5 years, right? So you just do dated between. Now is 2023. So you do 2003 to 109. So you do 2019 to 2023. Then you search within these 5 years. You get 349 only, which is manageable. The last 5 years, you can see what happened. So you can go through that 349 papers. Start reading every day, slowly read, you will know where you are now. See, work values of Generation Z nurses. What are they talking about? That's how you should do search, so that you get to the point directly. Okay, so that you don't waste time. Now, how if I want to use Google's, Web of Science? Let me look for Web of Science.
Please, can you repeat that last point again on how to search within 3, 4, 5 years?
You can go to advanced search, okay, and then type written articles dated between. These are the years. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. No worries. Okay, so that's how you do it. Let me close this. Let me go to Web of Science now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to use Web of Science. How many of you here do not use Web of Science? Like you don't really look into that as a literature database. Okay. So it seems like some of you never used it before. It's not wrong, but it's a good practice if you can use Web of Science, because here is where you have most of the best indexed papers. Okay, it's like people handing over to you Ferrari and you say, I don't want. I'm okay with my whatever car I'm using. I don't want Ferrari. This is the Ferrari of research. Okay, this is the Ferrari of research. So to enable this, to use this, you must have access. I think USM has that access. A lot of universities don't have that because it's very expensive. Okay, they just want students to use Google Scholar, but Google Scholar gives you Web of Science, Scopus, and a lot of rubbish as well, a lot of rubbish journals, which is not relevant or not impactful at all for you. Okay, so my advice to you, if you have access, which you do, I think USM has, use it, make use of it. It's very, very good to have it. Okay, so I'm not saying don't use Google Scholar. You can use Google Scholar, and you can also use this, and you can also use Scopus. Okay, so all fields, we go organizational impact, we add one more row, we type N. Okay, going back to this, going back to the same search string. Okay, going back to the same search string. Okay, then you go Gen Y, you add one more, you change to OR. These are all Boolean, Boolean. Then you change to millennials. Okay, so you hit search. Okay, so you have 2,880 results. You'll be like, that looks more than Google Scholar. Yes, so now you must start using filtering. How you're going to filter through this? Okay, now before I go through that, once you decide a topic, this is an important question to all of you. All of you, look here. Don't get distracted. Focus on me. The first thing when you want to do literature review, okay, I'm teaching you all this. What is the first thing you must do from the class I've taught so far? What do you think is the first thing you must do? In the chat box, It's okay if you're wrong. Don't worry. We're just sharing. I just want to see if I get the message across properly or not. Anyone else? We have 114 students. Let's go. Let's see what you guys are thinking. If you don't know, just tell you don't know. If you're not sure, just tell you're not sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. I want all of you to answer. Okay. When you want to do literature review, what is the first thing from what I taught now? What do you think the first thing you must do before you start your literature review? This is like ground zero, ground zero. Okay. Let's say now I ask you to start PhD. I tell you, okay, blah, 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 blah. Start doing your literature review. What is the first thing you must do? Let's say now you are in a School of Computer Sciences, which most of you are anyway. And then let's say Dr. Manmeet is a supervisor. Okay, I think she cannot hear me, but never mind. Dr. Manmeet tells you, okay, I want you to look into a topic under cryptography. Okay, cryptography, and then I want to see how all the recent attacks in Malaysian public sector with all the cryptography history now, and what is the algorithm they're using now. Okay, so first thing you already know, okay, this is what I need to look at. Okay, this is the area I'm looking at. So first thing you need to do, okay, thank you, Mandy. First thing you need to do is go and define your search string. This is the first thing. Okay, read a bit of articles. Of course, you need to read a bit. Go and do Google search, normal search, look at cryptography, what are the main keywords they're using, look at recent papers in Google Scholar, type cryptography and so on. Before you decide on narrowing down what you want to exactly search, design your search string. Very, very important. So this will take you to the road that you exactly want to go. Okay, of course, initially you'll be very general because you don't know anything. You'll do a bit of general search based on certain keywords, and eventually you should form a very strong, formidable, concrete, and resource-centric search string. A lot of people don't do this. That's why they waste a lot of time searching and looking at the same paper again and again and again, and they might be thinking that there is no more literature out there. There are thousands of papers or hundreds of thousands of papers published on daily to weekly to monthly basis. Okay, there are a lot of literature that you can explore. Compared to 10 years ago when I did PhD, this is the same as Gantt chart is just your research planning. That doesn't matter. That you can put aside. That is a research planning on what you want to do. But before getting into research question, before into objective, before research problem, before Gantt chart, all this you can only do after you decide a topic that you want to focus. So in order to know whether this topic is viable or not, you need to have a search string. With that search string, you explore. Okay. Then once you get to that, let's say you're using Web of Science here. Okay, so you already did a Google Scholar proper search. You know, the paper is around 600, 700. That means as long as it takes. I don't know how long it's going because we never define years first. After we define years, only 5 years, we have about 300 plus papers, blah, blah, blah. So now here again, I'm doing a search on Web of Science. Web of Science here, I'm not defining any years. I only put the keywords here. So now I want to go and narrow it down. So first thing, remember, search string and keywords. These are the first thing you should do. So why here got 2000, but Google Scholar only got 700 something? So that is where you need to filter down. So we go to document types first. So I only want article and review article. I don't want anything as proceeding paper, early access, editorial, all this I don't want. I only want these two. Article, that means empirical papers, and review paper. So I go and refine. From 2800, I came to 2272, which is 600 lesser now. So I want to do one more stage filter. I'm just showing you 2 stages. Actually, you can do many stages. I want to look at Web of Science categories. Okay, which category, which subject area? I'm talking about retention and business, what they call the development and struggle, organizational impact. So everything and the whole generation Y itself. So I want to see business papers from business, management, economics, definitely. I want to look at education, educational research, because I want to see what schools and education area are talking about Gen Y. Where is the core problem? Okay, sociology, definitely. Social sciences, interdisciplinary. Psychology, applied. Psychology, multidisciplinary. Psychology, social. Multidisciplinary sciences. Education, scientific. Psychology, clinical. No need lah, clinical no need. Probably humanities, multidisciplinary. Social issues. Okay, these are all social issues lah, all business related lah. Then we refine. Now we get 1,199 only. Okay, actually you can do more. I'm just showing you two stages filtering only lah. You can still filter according to publication years. You can filter according to filter according to research areas. You can filter according to languages. Okay, so let's say I take English only. I can take English only. And then you look at Web of Sites Index. You can take you can only take SSCI, ESCI, SCI, and AHCI. I don't want the rest. So I refine again. So all these you can add additional filter. Okay. Then from here, you must get around the same numbers lah. Sometimes it won't be, sometimes it will be. So then you go and analyze the results. Okay. From these analyzed results, you can get a lot of analytics, a lot of parameters here. So example, you want to look at whether this topic is relevant or this topic is strong or not. You want to see what happened recent years. So you can look at publication years. You can see from 2010 all the way now, the numbers are increasing. More papers are being published. Okay, so it is only increasing, and 2023 is here lah, because it's still new year again. So it's a good topic to look into lah. So it's a lot of people are exploring this area. Then you can also look at countries, region that actually looking into this a lot. So you can see USA, India, England, Malaysia, all of these are looking into this particular research area quite a lot. Okay, quite a lot. Then you can look at journal names that are mostly publishing in this. So these are all important information for you. You can know, okay, this research is mostly done in the US. You can go and look for US papers. Okay, what are they doing? What are the solutions they're proposing? And then you can look at who are the main authors in your area. So then you can start following this guy. This guy is the most important guru in your area, followed by this guy and this guy, or probably all of them lah. You can follow them, you can stalk them. It's important to stalk your famous researchers in research arena. So you know where they're heading towards, and you can know what they're thinking about. Okay? You can follow them. Then you can also look at publication years done. You can look at document types yang ni. This one we know. Categories so we know. Okay, let's look at categories. From here you can know most of the papers are in business segment and management segment. Very little on the rest. So you can filter down only to this lah. No need to look into this. So these are the, if you do systematic review, you need to get all this information. If you're in systematic review paper, or even in chapter 2 in thesis, you're doing a systematic review process, you must get all this info. Yeah, but if you're just doing narrative review, then you don't need to. Then you don't need to. You just look at this for your own knowledge, for your own data analytics. Okay? So that is why Web of Science has a very good upper hand compared to Google Scholar. And another important thing, this also can be done in Scopus. Same process. But Scopus has more predatory journals compared to Web of Science. That is the only problem with Scopus. Okay, but nonetheless, it's still Scopus lah. So that is what normally we do, scoping, systematic, even narrative review also. And then we look at analytics to get more information. Any questions so far? So I already cleared Google Scholar, I already cleared Web of Science. Any questions so far? All clear? Okay,
I have
excellent.
a question, please.
Yes.
Okay, please, sir, I want to ask, after having all these journals and papers, like how many will you suggest? Okay, if you can have this number of papers, it's good for you to stop review, start writing.
No such thing. No one can tell you that. If I can tell you that, then I'm something else already. No one can tell you that. But what you can do is you can start reviewing, and the moment that you start finding a pattern of problems, that you can form a literature matrix and tells you that, okay, this is a research gap and this is what I want to look into, then you can continue exploring. Literature review and the number of papers that you must read has no limit. It's a continuous process from the beginning until the end of your PhD or master's. Okay, there is no one can tell this is enough, you can start. You can write, even with one paper, you can start writing already. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Nuranis, I'm sorry, doctor, can I ask, is SLR apply in all courses or just for certain? I'm not really understand about SLR. SLR is actually a very, very crucial method to do literature review that started from clinical area, medical research. And then now it's spreading like wildfire towards other areas. Example, it's going, social sciences have picked up. They're using it massively. Computer science is picking up. We are working on many systematic review of computer science. We are working one on securities area. We are working one on one in GPU area. We are working one in data analytics area. We are working one. I'm looking at my whiteboard lah. We are working one in cryptography. One more was another one as well. A couple of different areas lah. We are looking into. Okay, computer science has picked up now quite strongly. They're going strong. Physics, not so much, very slow. Energy area, physics area, quite slow. But picking up also. Building engineering, a lot. I've seen a lot in architecture, civil engineering. And then systematic, what are the areas? It's picking up because systematic area has a very profound processes that you must follow. You must build a protocol. Narrative review, which is the normal way we do things, no protocol, nothing to follow. Just do only whatever you want. Okay, so that's why people are slowly moving to systematic review. Okay, which I'll talk more about in the next class, third class, don't forget. Okay, Nurul, Prof, can we use analytics in our paper or we made our own graph? You can use, you can download, you can look at the data. If you're using multiple databases, you can combine all the data and then you can start producing your own graphs. What is research gap? Okay, then you are at the very basic level, Abdullah. You can go and watch my videos here. Okay, I've explained that this is not a class for me to explain what is research gap. It is very, very basic. So you can go and watch my classes here, Abdullah. You can watch it from here. Okay. Nurani. So that means for my physics courses, just can do a normal. Lee and Faye, please mute. Lee and Faye, please mute. Mandy, tolong Mandy.
Yes, Prof. Wait, we are doing that. Wait.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry, kacau you. Okay, no, it's okay, Abdullah. Probably you're very new to PhD. It's okay. No one knows everything once they come in, but research gap is something very basic. I did explain in the last class. You might also can watch it, and you can also go to the videos. I just shared the link, right? You can watch. I think I have 3 to 4 classes that talks about research gap. Don't be sorry. It's okay. It's okay if you don't know. We learn. Okay. My physics courses can Nuranis physics can just do normal. Yeah, you can do normal LR. But if you want to write review paper, Nuranis, I would suggest you to do systematic review. Kalau you nak tulis chapter 2 in your proposal or thesis, you can follow normal narrative review. Don't need to do systematic. That's totally okay. Prof, research gap in section 1, chapter 1, that is problem statement, not research gap. But research gap can be part of your problem statement. Okay? All right, so I hope that is clear, done. Okay. Web of Science done, Google Scholar done. How far how far a search string can go? This is the greatest example of a search string that we built for a medical paper that we coached. Okay, that we coached and consulted. This is the number of keywords and booleans and special parameters. You see asterisk, quotation marks, all these things we brought in. And this is how far you can go when it comes to a search string. Okay, this is as crazy as it gets. But this is like a magnet lah, like a magnet. Example, just now I build organizational impact. So you got OI. OI is the first circle. I look at all the papers in that area. And then this one further, I narrow down into OI with millennials or Gen Y. So I don't want all of this, I don't want. All the outside of this, I remove already. I only focused into this. Okay, no, sorry, it's more like I only I only focus into this only, which has the element of OI. Okay, that's how you build magnet lah. Google Scholar also I teach you already, Advanced Search I teach you already. These are all hopefully new things. Okay, now coming to Chat GPT. Okay, I think you guys know better lah, computer science, you guys know better. But for those who are using Quillbot, for those who are using ChatGPT, Site AI, all the software to go and do your writing and so on, please be careful. People are getting smashed back on their face because of this software. They are not actually reliable. They are like still baby, and they are being sold in a very, very wrong manner. Okay. So first thing first, this is a real story from a student in the UK who now recently became our client. We are coaching him how to write proposal. He went and applied for all UK universities. He used ChatGPT to write his 10 pages proposal. So he applied to 10 to 12 universities, I think, including Warwick, Imperial College, Bath, all very good universities. All of them rejected. And then at the end, he asked about 2 or 3 universities why he rejected. Then they gave the Turnitin result, or originality result lah. So it showed 100% because this guy used ChatGPT to write everything. So first of all, you have to understand, whenever a query was performed in ChatGPT or any other AI, Google Bard, whatever lah, it might look legit, but the information can be and will be, in most of the context, imprecise. It won't really give you the exact context for academia, especially for academia, okay? Because let me tell you why. What are the main journal companies out there for literature? Which company normally you look at when it comes to literature? It's even worse if you want to use ChatGPT for proofreading assistance. It's even worse. But I'll tell you why, okay? Okay, tell me, which are the journal companies that you normally go and look for journals? Which are the ones that you're reading now? Anyone can tell me the journals that you're reading coming from which company, which publishing house? Elsevier, IEEE, these are all publishing houses, yeah? Exactly. So Elsevier, IEEE, PLOS ONE, PLOS ONE, no lah. Okay, so we look at Elsevier, the biggest one. Then we got Taylor and Francis. Okay, then we have Wiley. We have Emerald. Then we have Institute of Physics, IOP. Okay, we have many physics today. We have Institute of Mechanical Engineering. Okay, then we have MDPI. Okay, we don't talk about MDPI today. We don't talk about Frontiers also. Then we have SAGE. These are all the biggest ones. The bapa lah. Okay, the masters lah in the people who actually rules the literature world. Okay, these are some of the important journal publishers or publishing houses. These are all not free. Okay, not free. What it means by not free? If you cannot access these journals via USM or USM link or Open Athens, if you go outside from your home, you don't connect to any servers of USM, you cannot read it for free. Okay, unless they are noted as open access, like MDPI, like Frontiers, like Elsevier, Helion, PLOS ONE, IEEE access. These are all 100% open access. But the loads of it, most of the journals are not free. They are not free. Okay, so you have to have USM access to be able to read all this. Yes or no? Okay, so USM actually pays a big chunk to all these companies so that you all can go and read. Okay, A lot of people don't know this. People who know this is very, very good. People who don't know, actually USM pays to maybe a central body like Open Athens or any other body. Okay, your library might be paying to all these journals so that students like you can go and read all the journals. And Elsevier revenue per year is around 5 to 6 billion. Okay, IEEE access is open access. You can read. Okay, you don't need access. All right, it's open access because the authors are paying. All right, but all other journals are all locked, subscription basis. University has to pay, or you have to buy individual papers. Okay, so therefore, when ChatGPT or any other AI tool, let's say you type in, tell me what is the latest cryptography topic I can look into. So this fella doesn't go and read all this. Why? Because these are all closed. ChatGPT cannot penetrate. There's a block. You have to pay. Because if these people allow ChatGPT to go and read, then they will go out of business. Why would USM pay? Yes, Sci-Hub, of course. Okay, Sci-Hub, we know lah. Let's forget Sci-Hub. ChatGPT cannot use Sci-Hub. If ChatGPT uses Sci-Hub, that means they are supporting piracy. Understand that, very important. ChatGPT, Microsoft, a public listed company, one of the most valuable company in the world. OpenAI is now owned by Microsoft. They cannot use Sci-Hub to go and read papers. That means they are supporting piracy, okay, which they will never. Okay. So that means ChatGPT is not reading all the important papers in the world. It might be reading Google, it might be reading MDPI, Frontiers, all the open access ones only, and comes and give you back answer. And you take that answer, you plug in. That means you're missing out on all the essential information. Literally means that you're missing out on your entire PhD or research. That is the first problem with ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT still needs to give you answer. It cannot access all the best journals in the world. IEEE. For computer science, IEEE is very, very important. For physics, IOP, IEEE, very, very important. American Physics Society, very, very important. But ChatGPT cannot access. So what it does, it go and create inaccurate facts and creates made-up citations. Okay, made-up citations. And this student used imprecise information, imprecise references, and he used Quillbot to paraphrase. This guy is very good. He knows what AI to go and use. Use Quillbot, and then end up, this is what the university shared with him. Okay. And when he told us, we couldn't believe because we don't know such thing exists actually. We're also learning. What can we do if Microsoft pay the license fee? They won't. They will never pay. Why would they pay? You know how much it costs for every journal? If ChatGPT, they are paying the license fee for all these databases, you can never access it for free or they won't give you at such cheap price. Why do you think your university is not accessing all the journals in the world? They only go and access the important ones only. Because it's so expensive. Okay, it's crazy expensive. So ChatGPT, Google, but cannot go and access all these journals. If ChatGPT alone already got access to this journal, USM, UPM, all the universities in China, all the universities in Indonesia, Malaysia, all will stop paying Elsevier, all these people. They will only use everything from ChatGPT. Why I want to waste money when I can get all the information from ChatGPT? This company, Elsevier, IEEE, all these will collapse immediately. They will collapse because they cannot pay their staff anymore. They cannot run their business anymore. Okay? That will be a catastrophic failure, which will never happen. These people won't allow. Okay, so ChatGPT is not accessing the right information. And this student, before I get to the actual problem, this student took the information from ChatGPT. He used Quillbot to paraphrase. Last time Quillbot, when you paraphrase, no problem. But what happened is, now they started creating AI similarity index detection. And I think Malaysian University also started buying already originality, similarity, all these AI apps. It's no more turn it in only. This is turn it in. Okay, this is originality. Turn it in AI for this same document only shown 12%. Remember, these are only shown 12%. But originality.ai, I think this report came from, if I'm not mistaken, from Warwick. From Warwick or Imperial, I think. Okay, this is the best universities in the world. It's shown 100% AI, even after using Quillbot. So this guy used the university, scanned before and after Quillbot, both also shown 100%. Both also shown 100%. Because Quillbot also uses AI. You have to understand something. AI is a brain. Whatever you give into the brain, it will store because it needs to learn. Okay, it stores and it learns. You give more information, it learns. So now coming back to the question by Abdullah. Can I do proofreading with AI? Okay, that was one of the questions, right? Sir, can I use ChatGPT as proofreading assistance? Okay, now you put in your text into ChatGPT. This text will be stored in this brain. Although it's your own writing, it will be stored. After storing, this software will go and, let's say the university using something like this kind of software, or using, this AI is improving now, Turnitin AI is improving very well now. Let's say they are scanning, it will show 100%. Because when they scan this brain, okay, they try to penetrate this brain to scan, this brain will already have storage of your information because it's learning. So even if it's your own work, it might look like plagiarism. And next important thing, ChatGPT might not understand all the technical terms. It might also go out of context very easily. Okay, so that is Quillbot problem now and ChatGPT problem. So Quillbot got two problems. One, AI software can detect if you use Quillbot. Second problem, okay, it changes context royally. Okay, almost every 2 weeks or 1 week, once I'm seeing one student failing or the journal getting rejected outright because it changes context and the student cannot even trace. Okay, you must do a lot of homework after that lah, after you use Quillbot. Now, for ChatGPT or any other AI tools, when you go and watch videos on YouTube, make sure you go through their comments. Okay, look at the comments. Don't get carried away with only this. Oh, research paper writing ChatGPT. Oh, thesis writing ChatGPT. They cannot access the best journals in the world. Okay, that means your 80% category, if you remember, I told earlier, 80% citations must come from top journals. ChatGPT cannot access. Most of the AI software cannot access because these are all closed-ended journals. Okay, so what happens? This AI software start generating its own AI, its own references. Totally wrong references provided. When you search the paper title in Google Scholar, it doesn't show any paper. Don't believe on this. You just give a DOI to ChatGPT, then you got everything. How much efficient ChatGPT is. Okay? It is writing anything. The references providing does not really exist. Many comments like this, you can go and see all out. Be careful. And even if your own writing, please don't put into ChatGPT, don't put into Quillbot, because if it stores, then let's say USM buys a software, or even Turnitin AI already improved already. Turnitin AI are in the progress of connecting to all these brains. They're connecting. That's why they're coming up very fast now. It will show AI 100%. Even though your own writing, you will be doomed. Be careful. Okay, be careful. Imran, how can we read the latest subscription journal papers? Through your library, through your USM access? That's how you read. Okay? Nuranis, but if you use it just to get some idea how to, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. But USM have no access. No access to what? Imran, I think USM has very good access to most journals, right? Elsevier, IEEE, all of those. Okay, I don't know, Imran. I think you need to take that back with USM. You need to check with them. As far as I know, definitely you have. IEEE access, you don't need to go through USM. IEEE access, you can just search from IEEE website. It's free. It's open access. You don't need any access. Okay. There, Dr. Manmi is replying, yes, via library USM. So please go and approach library USM. Check out the link. They might have link to Open Athens. You can access through it. Okay. Elsevier journals, I think for 100%, I'm sure USM will surely have. All the universities in the world, most of them in developing and developed countries, they will have access to Elsevier. If you don't have access to Elsevier, you cannot do research. Okay, that's how it is now. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Yeah, I think Bushra and also Imran, these are the most important thing you need to know. Please go and approach Library USM. Ask them directly. Okay. I don't think I and Dr. Manmi has the answer. We don't have the answer. You go and approach them directly. But doctor, we cannot like copy what we write and paste it on ChatGPT. Is it because they can detect also? Yes, it will store. See, ChatGPT is not one way though. This is ChatGPT, is OpenAI brain. Okay, this is OpenAI. ChatGPT is just a tool. Okay, just a function. Quillbot is a function. Sites originality tadi yang tunjuk tu, this one is also I would call it a function of agent lah. It's all an agent. There is a central brain. Okay, this brain is learning everything you're giving and it's storing. That's why it's showing 100% plagiarism. So don't go and paste your own writing into it, whatever you're writing in proposal, thesis, and so on. It will stop. I don't know if Turnitin will trace it or not. So far, from what I'm investigating, it is tracing whatever you put into this kind of AI tools. So be careful lah. And next thing, please don't let what is it to your student using? Please don't use. My advice to you is simple. Please don't use. Write your own. Why you want to use ChatGPT? How do you trust the information the fella is giving? The fella is still a baby. Okay, don't trust what Microsoft or any other marketing people telling. Once you go to examination, these examiners or your supervisors, they know very well if this information legit or not. If you cannot find the source online in a journal, how is it legit? Please don't use. It is not 100% there yet. If you don't believe me, try it. See where you're ending up. Okay, don't take the risk. This is PhD and masters. If ChatGPT can give you all the answers and the answers are all correct, can you imagine on the street out there, everyone will have PhD. Everyone. Do you think universities will allow it? Do you think all the academia bodies in the world will allow it? Think about it. Think logically. You guys are smarter than that. Okay, how can you trust a computer that is giving you answer that this is legit when it cannot even access the resources out there? Elsevier, Taylor, Francis, Wiley, Emerald, IEEE, Institute of Mechanical Engineering, IOP, Institute of Physics, IET, Institute of Engineering Technology. All these don't give open access journals. They are mostly closed access. You can only read with subscription. How can ChatGPT get the answers from them? They cannot. That's why the fella create fake references. Okay, so you don't even need to ask me this question. You guys should know now already. That's why I'm revealing this to you. Please don't trust people who is selling you software or telling this can do PhD for you. Can you imagine the implication of that? Everyone, okay, from everyone on the street will have PhD after that. Easily. Okay, easily. They can have PhD in 1 year. 6 months PhD will be done ready. Okay? So take care lah, guys. And remember, it will store your information. Even if you write on your own, please don't insert anything into ChatGPT. The first stores information. Later turn it in, or any other similarity software might show your own writing as plagiarized. Then you are doomed. Please don't use Quillbot. Please throw that software away. It's a very, very bad software. Grammarly is okay. Grammarly is still not bad. Okay, Grammarly only corrects your grammar, your very, very minor English issues. It tells you don't you write like this. It's okay. Okay, it is not enough, but it's okay. It doesn't destroy your writing. Okay. Doctor, if we cannot copy what we write and paste in ChatGPT because they can detect also, yes, they will store. This is the brain. They will store the information. If you want to try, you try and say, I really don't dare. Okay. And please don't get ChatGPT to proofread for you, because we don't know what it is understanding your context as. We don't know. We don't know how it's understanding your context and what it's going to give out. First, it stores the information. So we don't know how it's going to come and bite you back. Second thing, we don't know how it's going to interpret whatever you wrote and give you back the right or wrong answer. Okay? So this is what I understand so far. This is my investigation showing me. Okay? Dig, I answered it. Eza, library also have workshop searching open attempts. Okay, there you go. Okay, Eza already answered that. What do you advise we use for paraphrasing? You do it on your own. Don't use any software. Dig, if paraphrasing can be done by software, that means it can also write the thesis for you already. Simple. That's my answer to you. That means you literally tell, okay, Quillbot, write me chapter 1. The fella can write everything for you already. Because if it is capable enough to rewrite, it will be capable to write also. Okay, it is just using thesaurus to replace words. It's using engine like, OpenAI or this kind of engine to rewrite whatever it understands. Okay, not understanding the context. Most of the time, your context will change. If you let go a bit, your whole thesis will be destroyed. I am seeing students literally failing their Viva because of Quillbot, because they never check properly. papers getting rejected crazily. Okay, so it is up to you guys if you want to take the risk. If I were you, okay, not because we are doing paraphrasing as a service, we don't care. You want to use Quillbot, you go ahead, because paraphrasing is a big pain for us whenever we do. But if I were you, if I'm a student, I will never get information from ChatGPT, or I will never use Quillbot, because it is so precious. It's your PhD. How would you trust with this kind of computers? Okay, so-called AI. All right. Even before ChatGPT came out, Tesla already doing AI for so many years. I think many years. Yet their self-driving is not 100% there. Yet people are getting accident, car is bursting into flames, a lot of things. Be careful, okay? All right, so I'm not against AI. I love AI. Okay, I study a lot into it, but I don't like AI for academic research, because in academic research, it's not Wikipedia writing. Wikipedia can be fake news, can be anything. No one is going to penalize you. No one is going to come after you. Think of it logically again. Okay? In PhD or masters, we are bound by facts. True story, which only you know by reading all the true journals out there. Whatever ChatGPT giving, you don't know whether it's true or not. People are telling on YouTube, they cannot get the right references, whatever ChatGPT is giving, they cannot find. It's creating up stories. Okay? And when you ask the flow to prove it, the flow will start creating stories with your text that is not even relevant. How would you know? Okay? We need precise information, because when you go and submit your proposal defense and thesis for Viva or proposal defense, your committee are not going to go to ChatGPT for answers. They are going to go to your reference list and they are going to check it. Okay, they're going to go through the paper to check whether this information is correct or not. If they cannot find the right paper, or they cannot find the right information in those papers, you are bound to go through the massive weeping, okay, in your life. Be careful, all right? And ethics is one thing lah. Okay, ethics is definitely one thing. Problem solving. Like I said, if ChatGPT can solve your problem, everyone on the street will have PhD already. Everyone. Improving the world based on facts and actual research care. Actual research care that you find through reading. Okay? So, let me skip this. Okay. Before, I think, yeah, we're 11:46 already. Before we go to the next segment, these are the classes that you need to go through, or you can go through. Okay, you can go through. Elements to graduate before time, 11 key tips if you want to graduate on time or before time. This is a very good class that you can go through. Conceptual framework design, research methodology, chapter 3, how to design it. And this is how to use Scopus or Web of Science searches. Okay. If you guys are already using ChatGPT, already getting text, already getting information from it, you already start using it, it's already part of it, please go and check the credibility of those information. Please go and check. Okay, I can see suddenly all of you become quiet. Some of you might be using it already. I can sense some dilemma there. If I were you, I will go and recheck everything again. I will make sure that I don't get stuck in any of the originality software. Okay, I can already sense the dilemma. Be careful, guys. Don't get carried away with all this AI. Let the commercial world use it first. Academia research is very conservative. We are very conservative. We are not liberal. One of the most conservative segment in the world is academia. We are very conservative. We want, because we live by facts, we live by literature. If literature doesn't support, it doesn't exist, you are bound to be doomed. Okay, you'll be burnt alive. Be careful. Okay, be careful. Okay, thesis and literature development workflow. The next item. Okay, this is the workflow. Okay, how you should develop your thesis. Okay, first thing, you must always develop your chapter 1 first. Okay, when I put T means there is template available in my Telegram group. You can go check it out, related templates lah. Then you build your chapter 2 funnel. Then you build your theory or your mathematics or your algorithmic fundamentals. And from there, you propose the solution. In social science, you call it conceptual framework. In engineering physics, you call it your proposed system, proposed theory, proposed physical item, and so on and so forth. And then methodology to solve, chapter 3, layers of results. Okay. Then when you go to your chapter 5 or chapter 4 discussion, it connects back to your chapter 2 literature And chapter 1, problem statement and RORQ, research objective, research question lah. You must discuss in accordance to that whether you achieve the results or not. And finally, conclusion. Okay. Okay. Where do you do literature review? At which stage? Okay, very simple. You do here, you do here, you do there, you do there, there, and there. So what does that mean? That means you do everywhere, almost everywhere. Okay? Literature review is not something you can stop after proposal. I don't want to do anymore lah. I don't want to read papers anymore. Okay, no such thing. You must do it until the end. All right? So always start writing a proposal with a 10 pages proposal, your PhD with a 10 pages proposal, always. Okay, always. Then from there, build your full proposal chapters 1 to 3. Why I always insist on 10 pages proposal? So that your SV can know exactly what you're trying to do. Okay, they can know. They know what is the solution, which direction you're heading, and so on. And they are comfortable with it, they will let you continue. If you don't do this, you go straight away, jump into chapters 1 to 3. If all hells break loose, if everything goes wrong, you have to scrap the whole thing. Restart again. I've seen many. Also, almost bi-weekly or weekly basis, I see one student getting scrapped, or at least 2 students getting scrapped. The whole step 2. Because they don't listen to start from 10 pages. They still go here. And then the supervisor don't agree, boom, boom. Okay? This extra step is not benefiting me in any way, but this will benefit you a lot in the long run when you go through this, because your supervisor knows clearly where you're heading into. Okay? Then, make sure you proofread. Please don't proofread with ChatGPT. Please don't proofread with Quillbot. Grammarly is okay. Okay, Grammarly is fine. I'm not totally against software, but Grammarly is okay. ChatGPT is not a proofreading tool. Okay, it doesn't understand context. It is AI, yes, but your context can be very technical. The flow might misinterpret. When the flow is generating fake citation, fake papers, that means it's telling Tawa et al. Blah, 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 2023. The paper don't even exist. The flow is creating. And you want the flow to proofread your paper? Are you guys serious? Think about it. Think the logicality behind it. Okay, then you want Quillbot, who is literally giving things out of context. Many cases. I even have many cases with me. I don't have it in these notes. Next class, I'll share. Okay, many cases. It sounds entirely different, or it might sound a bit differently, but it changes the whole context. Please rely, Grammarly, surface level is okay. But if you want to go deep, it won't be sufficient. But surface level is okay. Okay, like changing and putting a comma there, full stop there, just surface level proofreading. But if your language requires complete restructuring, revamp, it won't be enough lah. Okay, all right. So, and when we do proofreading, we provide language warranty and certificate as well. Okay. You can ask many USM supervisors who are using our services. You can check with them. Many from computer science, from communications, engineering, solar, many. Okay. Nurani, so if you use Grammarly, we can copy our writing and paste into there. Actually, right now I'm worried about my grammar. My English is just basic. Yes, you can try. So far, I don't think Grammarly is being flagged in Turnitin or apa nak kata, originality, I don't know. Originality, I never tried before Grammarly. But Turnitin, it doesn't show. Okay. But originality, I don't know. I mean, any other AI software, I don't know. Okay. But if your English is very basic, Grammarly won't be enough. I can guarantee you, Nuranis, your Grammarly won't be enough. If you don't believe me, in 6 months' time, you'll see me. Okay? All right? So next thing, why proofreading here is very important? Because you want to make sure that your proposal defense or your supervisor understands exactly what you're doing. Your language, your structure, your flow of information. Okay? They must be able to... what happened? My sharing suddenly stopped. Okay, all right. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it suddenly stopped. Okay, let me continue. Okay, because how I know about Grammarly, I use Grammarly as well. My Grammarly is after I proofread, after I edit, after I structure, after I paraphrase for my clients. After all that done, after a quality team finish checking, then only at the end we use Grammarly. because Grammarly is good at showing notations, full stop, comma, it's good at showing the, and that's all we use it for. We don't use it to reconstruct sentences. It is not enough, okay, because you cannot understand how Malaysians write English. No way, okay, all right? So then you prepare for defense, okay, you prepare for defense. Before you go proposal defense, try to get mock defense done by your supervisors, very important. Then when you go for proposal defense, then finish your defense correction, very, very important, do it properly. These are all the steps that we normally coach. At every step we coach and consult. Then go and do your data collection, finish up your thesis, chapters 4 and 5, and then combine them to form chapters 1 to 5. When you combine, it's not as easy as just take your chapters 1 to 3, paste them with chapters 4 and 5, and then you're done. No. You must update your chapters 1 to 3, must add new references, must elaborate further, must connect back with the results that you obtained. There's a lot of process to be done there. And then make sure you do proofreading. When you go to external examiner, please don't do only Grammarly. Okay? Won't be enough. Don't dig your own grave. That's what I'll always tell. Because you don't want to give a subpar thesis to your examiners and get boomed during Viva. Please be careful. Okay? Then prepare your Viva slides, same as defense. Make sure you only follow 30-70 or 40-60. This is what normally this is how we coach lah. When we coach slides design and mock defense, mock Viva, we train students before they go for defense or Viva. This is the ratio we follow. 30% or 40% only words. 70-60% mostly diagrams, because you shouldn't read from the slides. Everything should be here, not slides. Slides just reference only. Okay. And for those who want to publish early, don't wait until empirical result. You can start writing your review paper here itself, right after step 3, right after proofreading your proposal. 2 journals, conceptual paper, which can be done for engineering, physics, and also computer science, and systematic review paper. You can do 2. Okay, what kind of papers I'll explain later if I have time, or I'll explain in the next class. And here is mostly empirical and review papers. But remember, papers will take time to publish. That's why I encourage to publish earlier to fulfill your 2 journal requirements in USM. Okay, after your Viva, minor or major correction, it's okay. Make sure you address all the Viva correction here precisely well. This is one of our major area that we coach. Okay, with how we build examiner, response table, and so on and so forth. Okay, all right. So how do we normally assist students? Usually, mostly we will do mode 3 and mode 4. Because we realize mode 1 and mode 2 not enough. Okay, we usually do mode 3 and mode 4. What we do, we build comprehensive coaching table. Okay, comprehensive coaching table, section by section for every chapter. We will go through with you, we will teach you how to write, and then after you finish writing, we will go through, we'll give you comments how to improve. So far, most of them got minor corrections, which is quite good so far. And then, or for some cases, we do content editing only for special cases. Okay. Okay, now coming to literature review workflow. When we start writing our thesis after fulfilling publication, I see some students start writing in parallel to research. Yes, you can do that. Of course, you can do that. No problem with that, Imran. Definitely you can do. Okay. No problem, no worries. So literature review workflow using reference manager and matrix. How to use, okay. I'm not 100% against software. I'm still okay if you use Grammarly, my personal experience. I see most students that you can imagine. We are already clocking 32,000 documents so far. Okay, I can see how much they suffer, struggle, and get screwed because of software. So be careful. But I support reference manager, Mendeley, EndNote, Zotero. They are all good. They are all good. Nuran is, can we check plagiarism by our own? I mean, check. No, you cannot. You can only check through university. We provide that as a service. You can email to us if you want to check. But the problem now is no more turn it in only. Now this university actually already acquiring originality or any other AI software to trace student of using ChatGPT, Quillbot, and so on and so forth. Okay. So if you're using it, please go back to the original version. Forget using Quillbot. Okay. How to workflow using reference manager and all the literature matrix. First, you build research objective for questions. You can use PICO method. Okay. PICO means P for population, problem, process, I for intervention, inquiry, investigation, improvement, C for comparison, O for outcomes. Okay. I won't go through this example video. We are running out of time, but I'll give you the slide. You can go through this, how to design Pico method. I spend more time explaining ChatGPT because this is the first class that actually I can see a lot of students worried about ChatGPT, Quillbot, and so on. That's why I spend more time explaining that so that you guys don't get screwed. Okay, please don't trust people who are selling software and their words because they never investigate. We, on the other hand, investigating a lot because we're getting a lot of students coming to us after getting screwed. Okay, so I spend more time there, so I don't have time to spend on this. But you guys can easily go through this. Okay, on how to design a Pico method. Okay, Imran, I'll give you the slides. You can go through this on your own because I need to cover other things. Okay. So this is problem comparison intervention outcomes. From one topic, how you can design, follow Pico method, and design your research question. Okay, all right. So you can go through the slides later. Okay, now from there, next thing, you search for articles, which I did so in the last class on how to search for articles. You can watch the YouTube link. I think Hazika shared earlier. Okay, go through that link to learn what I taught in the first class. Okay. After that, I also showed today how to use the filter. Okay, how to use the filter. Don't forget that. How to use, especially Web of Science Laka. If you want to learn Scopus, go back to my playlist. Okay, go back to my playlist. Okay, then next thing, number 2, organize articles in Mendeley. So please use Zotero, Mendeley, or EndNote, either of these. I'm not selling any of this software. I'm not selling. So I have to do my disclaimer right away. I'm not selling any of this software. It's totally up to you what you want to use. I normally use EndNote. Since 10 years ago, I'm using EndNote. Until now, I'm using EndNote. Okay. I never migrate to my Mendeley, Zotero, and so on. But I heard Mendeley and Zotero are equally good. Okay, equally good. Okay. Sunny, please take care. Take care of what? Sorry. Okay, I will go through this. At the end, if you guys still stay, I will come back to Pico and repeat for you. Okay, all right. So after that, after you organize your article, after you download, you filter, you get the right articles, you organize it in Mendeley or Zotero or EndNote, then you sort into folders. How do you sort into folders? Like that. This is how I sorted in my PhD. So my main research areas are all these. These are all part of the main topics. From the main topics, I flow into subtopics. Okay, so every paper that I download, I organize them according to the topic. And inside that topic, I have many subtopics like this. It's very important in PhD that you organize your papers. Okay, I'm very old school because honestly, I only believe myself. I believe in my work. I don't trust what software is giving me. Normally I'll filter out again. I don't 100%. Even Mendeley, EndNote, and Zotero, when you cite, okay, let's say from the software, when you're writing chapter 1, let's say you're writing, okay, right, and then you cite, right? Even the citation sometimes from the software can be wrong. So after you cite, you must check again. Sometimes there can be errors, there can be bug. Even a software as simple as that can have problem, okay? Then from there, I use my EndNote libraries. Okay, I create individual library for every paper that I write. Okay, every paper that I write, I create library. I add all the references relevant to that. Okay, after that, when I write my proposal, I combine all the references I use for the paper. I write my proposal into one library because it will remove all the duplication. And then finally, after when I'm writing my thesis, I'll combine all of it into another references. So you remove all the duplication. I can add all the new references and start writing, start citing. Okay? That's how I normally do it. Okay, then read and make notes, literature review. Okay, process. For those who want to do literature review, okay, summarizing literature review, you never attend the last class, go to my Telegram page. Okay, here, Telegram page, templates here. Okay, download this template, literature review summary. This will teach you how to do literature review summary. Okay, if you miss the last class. So every paper you read, you can summarize using this template. Now, In the case where you don't know how to do critical literature review, you don't know. That template is for summarizing. This template will teach you what to read in a paper. So critical literature review template, you got 5 segments. Go through every questions when you read the paper. Example, you are reading the paper. You must ask yourself, what are the focus area of the paper? Answer the question. Is the source relevant, reliable? Answer the question. How reliable? What is the indexing? Answer the question. And let's say you want to be critical. Answer the question, what are the strengths of a paper chosen? What is so special about the paper? What evidence have you found to support the strength? This is how you be critical. Okay, you go through this template when you're reading a paper, answer, you will automatically critically reviewing the paper. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Before next segment, these are the class you need to catch up, all about paraphrasing. So a lot of questions earlier. How do I paraphrase then if I don't use Quillbot, if I don't use ChatGPT? On your own. Okay, a lot of students, they don't want to spend money paraphrasing, which I totally understand. No problem. So what I did, I don't want them to destroy their writing. Okay, I don't want them to destroy their writing by putting into Quillbot or ChatGPT. I actually started teaching for free how to paraphrase on your own. Although it's part of our core services, I start teaching for free because I don't want you to destroy your document. So go through this class all about paraphrasing, how to paraphrase on your own. Okay, so that you don't need to use any software. Please, please, please don't trust Quillbot. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of failures. Be careful. And then literature review, reading and summarizing. This class will teach you how to use this template. Okay, this particular class. Some motivational podcasts for students who are already PhD after time, but how to manage. Okay, then a chapter 1 template. Whoever wants to write chapter 1, go through this class, and literature review databases. Okay, now almost the final segment. Before that, Farahana, for getting general idea, do I have to go through all sources like Scopus, Web of Science? How many papers should I go through? And finally, you would like to know if I consider my real problem as my research gap, which actually still exists, though a lot of researches have been done. Yeah, you can consider that, but how many papers? We are not certain. We are not certain. Okay, because it depends on when, and how many papers you have to read to get your answer. It totally depends on that. There is no strict number. Okay, a strict number. So Imran, YouTube channel name, again, you can get everything from this link. Okay, my link tree. All my resources can be found here. Okay, now, no problem, Imran. So now, structuring a chapter 2. How do you structure? What you must have in a chapter 2? People don't know. Sometimes we don't know how to write our chapter 2, right? So what I did, I created I'm going to teach today a template or sort of a structure for chapter 2. So from thesis of Dr. Naim. Dr. Naim is my former client, no, actually still a client. He's a postdoc in University of Malaysia, Kelantan now. He has one of the most brilliant theses in the entire history of UMK. And I'm very proud to be part of it. He completed his PhD in 2 years and 7 months with 17 publications. 12 of it were in Web of Science. Okay. One of the greatest theses I've read. Okay. Conservative agriculture practices, adoption and impact on the sustainable farm performance for rice farmers in Pakistan. What I want to show here is, the class is in my playlist, you can go and watch. I want to show how did he structured his chapter 2 from the title itself. So first, he created the structure entirely, of course, with introduction, and he started with conservative agriculture. Okay, that's the first thing from the title itself. Then he went on to look into adoption. Okay, this is the adoption. And then next step, he looked into impact. See, he's flowing from left to right. That's the literature review structure. I'm not telling this is the only way, but this is one of the good ways. And then all the theories, fundamentals, algorithmic, whatever related to your own area that is the base for your research can be established between 2.3 to 2.5. That's what he did, his theories part. Then literature limitations. Once title is exploited, then jump to limitation. This is gap 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can write it if you want to. Some people don't, some people do. And then proposed solution, which is conceptual framework here. And finally, everything after the solution is related to the proposed solution. Everything after that. Okay? I hope that is clear. Okay, this one I'll leave it to you, but that is the whole structure. This one you can go through and understand later lah. These are additional notes within the slide. Okay. Now, before we go to the final segment, I'll come back to PICO, so please stay. Okay, I'll come back to PICO. I want to finish at the end. People who stay can go through PICO. I'll teach you how to write research question. Please wait. So, classes to catch up before next segment. Writing review journal before proposal defense. I strongly emphasize this. And we are making a lot of people, a lot of students and supervisors to publish systematic review, scoping review, Cochrane review, integrative review, bibliography review, narrative review, many. Most of our students who we coach are already publishing their papers before even they go for their Viva, before even before they start writing chapters 4 and 5. Okay, so that is what we aim for. Fulfill your requirements early. Don't wait until the end. Okay, sorry. For those who are designing questionnaire instrument, you can watch this class. Thesis strategies for minor correction. Make sure you go and watch the class with Dr. Naeem. And for those who want to learn systematic literature review, there you go. I also have a class on that. Okay. Now, after literature chapter, strategizing for publications. Okay. From your chapters 1 to 3, that means your proposal, you can write your concept paper. This is your solution related paper, which is covering chapters 1 to 3. Systematic review, you can only use chapter 2. Just use chapter 2 only to write your systematic review, which talks more on the direction and so on. So I'll talk more about this in our class number 3, which is coming in, I think, 1 or 2 months' time. And then scoping review paper, I'll explain in the next class. Once you have chapters 4 and 5, you can write as many empirical papers as you want. Okay? And also you can write SLR with meta-analysis. You have to look up what is meta-analysis lah, right? And finally, another scoping review paper. The more papers you write, it only opens door to an easier Viva and more job opportunities. Remember that, remember that. Okay? And this one also additional notes for you guys. When you go through the slides later, I share with you, you can read. Okay, narrative, systematic, scoping review. What are the differences? Thesis usually uses this. Some thesis, they use this, but it's very complicated. But publication, usually this and this. Very rarely narrative nowadays. Okay, nowadays. Okay, can review papers from PhD thesis go for high impact? Yes. Sorry. Q1 impact factor 16.799. Renewable and sustainable energy reviews. Narrative review, ranked number 1 out of 47 from UTM. This is UTM. Our best examples I'm showing. This is from UPM. Food Science and Technology. Q1 impact factor 16, rank 2, narrative review. Then this is Social Science. Q1 impact factor 10.8, rank number 7 of 171, conceptual review. Wiley, Elsevier. This is Elsevier. This is for engineering students and physics students. Systematic review in your area. Okay, Q1 impact factor 7.144, rank number 9, systematic conceptual review. Okay, your solution can be conceptualized and made into conceptual paper as well, right? And that is how far you can go. Rank is what the journal is ranked within the quartile 1 itself. Okay, so there is impact factor, then there is quartile. Then for those who actually aim at best top journal, they will also look at ranking. Ranking is important for that. Okay. So now coming to how important is proofreading. Okay. See, why I never use ChatGPT for proofreading. I'm totally against it. But let's say if you use Grammarly. Grammarly, the only limitation is it cannot reconstruct like this. I'm against Quillbot, I'm against ChatGPT, 100%, 150%. But I'm not against Grammarly. If your base English is already very good, you just want to use Grammarly to check some surface errors, okay. But if you want deep, your English writing is very basic, like, you're still learning, then you need paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, structuring to this level. This is what we do. Okay, this is to the level that we work normally. Okay, we go through in-depth, deep revamp, critical lookout, and intense drilling with critical comments wherever necessary. Okay, this is free critical comments. This is what we do as part of paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, and structuring. Okay. And for those part of USM, don't forget, for those who attend the class, you will get ultimate thesis package up to 30% off, which includes proofreading, translation, and formatting services. Not coaching, consulting. 30% is not applicable for that. Only for proofreading, translation, formatting. And with that, you also get one and only language warranty provider, lifetime. That means once we do proofreading, if the journal rejects, say, language needs improvement, proposal defense, examiner says language needs improvement, thesis viva, examiner says needs improvement, language, we will recheck for free. Terms and conditions apply, of course, but we will recheck for free. Okay, so this one I'll skip, we don't have time. Okay, if some of you are stuck or fully relying on ChatGPT, please remove yourself from that. Okay, if you are stuck, you need coaching, consulting, and so on, come and approach us. Not only for students, we also look out for professors, okay, students from China, from any other countries. We even have translators for China students. We look into publication content editing, only Scopus, Web of Science, PubMed, and so on. We never look at ERA, Myra, all those very low standard. You can do it yourself, okay? Don't need to waste money. But Scopus, Web of Science, ABDC, and so on, high standards one, we can definitely work with you. And then we also always look into students after finishing proposal, defense, or viva, after examination. All the viva or defense responses, they don't know how to respond, we will teach them how to respond. And then from beginning of PhD proposal all the way to defense, we will also coach them to be prepared, how to go along that whole process. And then for those who are going for proposal, defense, and viva, we also teach them how to be prepared. We grill them, literally. Thesis to journal conversion, one of our core services, and data analysis interpretation. We do Smart PLS, Amos, Stata, MATLAB, eViews, NVivo, so on and so forth. Chemical software, some physics software, some energy software, power software, and so on and so forth. Li Yang, that depends, Li Yang, on what is your need. Like right now, I have 97 WhatsApp already. I haven't replied. So that is what they'll be inquiring. So you can WhatsApp me if you want, and I'll come back to you. Okay, that's my WhatsApp link. All right. So today I'm going to give you all these notes. Okay, make sure you register yourself. Dr. Manmeet, maybe you can share registration link again. So I'll share with you ROSE's reporting standard for systematic review. If you want to use systematic review for thesis, this is the standard you must follow. Step-by-step guide for conducting systematic review. Framework for rigorously identifying research gaps in qualitative literature review. How to write a PhD proposal, step-by-step guide, and Dr. Naeem's PhD thesis sample for you to go through. A very, very good thesis. Okay. So upcoming classes for Facebook Live, you can register yourself. These are the 2 classes coming up for this week. Okay. You can go and register yourself. I already shared the Facebook registration link. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you. And this is where we are located. Okay. This is where we are located in Cyberjaya. So if you want to come and visit me, please schedule an appointment. Okay. We can meet face to face, but schedule an appointment, or we can always do over a phone call. All right. This is where we are located in Cyberjaya. So let me go back to the PICO method. For those who are still waiting for that, I'll teach you on that very quickly. I don't want to miss out on that. I feel bad as well. Okay, so let me just teach you on that. Give me one final few minutes. Okay, here. PICO is how you create your research objective research questions. Okay, no problem, Bashar, no problem. So PICO is broken down into P, population, problem, process. I, intervention, inquiry, investigation, improvement. C, comparison. O, outcomes. Okay, let's look at this particular topic. As consumers, we know that oil prices are volatile and affect almost everything we buy. That is the problem, because when oil prices fluctuate, volatile, if it's volatile, it will affect almost everything that we buy. That's a major problem. Okay, and then we have a comparative metric. Regulations are used to create some measure of stability. This is the current practice, or this is the comparative metric that we will use during our RQ design. Speculators try to minimize risk and optimize profits by betting on direction of future prices. This is the intervention. Okay. Both speculators and regulators may lead to outcomes that will influence oil prices. These are all the issues. So how do you write your RQ? In rising oil prices, let me rub this off. In rising oil prices, which is the problem here, how do speculators, this is the intervention, these guys need the intervention, this guy is the problem. So speculators, compared to regulators, this is the comparative metric. Influence oil prices. That is how you write your RQ based on PICO method. Okay. So that is what you can do it lah. The rest I already covered already. Now going back to Facebook Live. Okay, we're almost done. Give me 1 to 2 minutes. Let me go through that. Okay, now for those of you attended today, what do you think about today's class? Have you learned something new? Okay, all right. Anything new or something that you've never heard of before? Okay, all right. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, very well. Now, for those who want to, there are things that you asked me questions that I couldn't answer because I only have 2 hours. Even that, I'm exceeding the time already. So, for those who want to request for classes on Facebook Live, new topics, okay, new topics, things maybe how to do literature matrix or how to search paper in Scopus, how to write problem statement, this kind of things lah, okay, these kind of things that you're still finding problem, that is still struggling, you can go and request the classes here. Because my Facebook Live class for this month is finishing, so I give you guys the opportunity to go and request your class. Slide, I will email later. Once you guys register yourself, make sure you register, I will email, okay? Please click this link. Okay, this is my Google review link and we'll have a comment box. Click this link now, hit 5 star. Nothing less than 5 star. If you want it less than 5 star, don't click the link. You can WhatsApp me directly what you want in the next class. If you hit this link, click 5 star, the stars, right? Hit 5 star in the comment column, write down what you want to learn in the next Facebook Live class. Not the USM. USM we fixed already. But Facebook Live is extra classes that I do. Okay, extra classes that I do so that you guys can learn things that you cannot learn today. So go right now, request for the class, and hopefully we can have more live classes coming up in July and August for you guys. Okay, all right. So I hope that will be helpful to you guys. So I'll stop sharing and hand over back to Mandy. Okay, thank you very much. Sorry that I started the class a bit late today. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Tawa, for I think a very informative sharing, especially on the Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of students are kind of confused whether they can use it or not. You know, some are getting excited about it,
I
but
was excited as well. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think
honestly.
yeah, just to get certain ideas is okay, but then
Mm.
for research is a big no. All right, thank you so much. And
No problem.
yes, and for all of you, I think Dr. Tawa have really given 2 good talk before. So we have another 2 to go. Yeah, Dr. Tawa for
Yep,
this
that's
year.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much.
I would like to
And
also thank Mandy for all the effort, honestly, to stepping up in USM. Thank you very much.
yes, it is a group effort from our school. All
Excellent,
right. So
excellent.
yes, and to the audience, okay, make sure you fill in the feedback form. Okay, so we will compile all the email addresses and we will pass to Dr. Tawa normally, and he will send all the materials.
Mhm.
Okay. So yes, I think there's a question to you, Dr.
Oh,
Tawa. Can we invite you to School of Physics?
yeah, of course, no problem. I think
Yes.
communication also approached me. I think now physics, no problem. You can definitely.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. So
Okay,
thank you
all
so
right.
much. I will see you guys again. Take care. All
Thank
right.
you. Bye bye,
Thank you.
guys. Take
Thank you.
care. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Mandy. Bye bye. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Wonderful
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you. No
Thanks,
problem.
thanks.
Thanks very much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mohammed, please, can I have your contacts? Or where can I meet you? Can I come to computer school? Will I see you?
Okay, I will send the email address. Okay, I will put in the chat. Can you contact me over there? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hang on for a while. Yes. Okay, that is my email address. You can email me. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, I'll email you right away because I want to see you, please.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, for the recorded session, we will actually upload it in the YouTube and we will share the link as well. So I will pass the link to Dr. Tawa and Dr. Tawa will share with all the recipient of today's all the audience for today's session. Okay. Thank you.
Having it now or maybe later?
Yes, later because we need to compile everything first.
Okay.
We need to upload it in YouTube. All right. Thanks.
For those of us that are not in the YouTube,
YouTube, it is public, okay? So we will pass you the link. You can go in and you can have a look at it. Just like the session was shared with you earlier. So we made it into a public channel. All right. Thank you. Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Am I, ma?